Shalom and welcome with Binderanovsky. Well, just a side note, when internet doesn't work as expected, things will be delayed. So I hope it will not break again. Here this modern surveillance radiation technology made in China. However, one day it might not be possible to share the way, the truth and the life anymore. So a little practice here and there helps to be prepared. You may wonder why I have not posted a message about Pesach and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, though I think I mentioned it briefly in another message and more detailed the years before. And since I follow the nature to count, Passover already passed more than a month ago. It's like the eclipse. It came and went and nothing special happened. However, you saw the headline. I may come up with the message titled Drones and Dreams, or I could have named it Dreams and Drones. So either way, glass is half full or half empty. Do drones and dreams have anything in common? Well, the first two and the last letter, but perhaps more. So a while ago, I dropped into an article about Israel and their war against Gaza and how they use drones there. Not surprising, of course. No, I'm not taking position for one or the other side. It's surely not a dream to live there, but a nightmare. It's the same in every war zone, where the truth always dies first and the winner and losers always the same. However, we know all countries now using drones in their perpetual stupid wars. Maybe one reason why they switch everything now to AI. So they can say, oh, we have no blood on our hands, blah, 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 ha, 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 ha. That's the word of those who are the whitewashed tombs and made their calculations without Yeshua. Someone gave order to design those murdering machines and others built it. And whoever is involved, there's no excuse once they stand before the final judgment. Same with the death towers, beside many more other examples. Someone gives orders and others follow orders. Both will face the same end if they don't repent. They all know how harmful that stuff is. Even the lowest stupid worker in the scene. So they are part of the warfare, the killing machine against humanity. Though that's not my point here. Now, drones are surely around since decades for military, but they are not so much known, or let's say popular and affordable for the ordinary people, since maybe, when did they came up, 15 years ago or so? As I have no interest at all in kind of military stuff, I have no clue about their latest developments. In my entire life, I could always never understand how people could be in any way, shape or form fascinated in the war machinery. Never from the beginning of mankind was military good for anything except for the devil's plans to kill, steal and destroy. However, drones became more public when that stuff became fairly cheap, together with a lot of other made-in-China crap. I considered actually once to buy such a thing for nature aerial videos. It's a nice idea, but it never came to pass. But never mind, I don't miss it. And now I want to jump to dreams before I put these two together. I had always a lot of dreams and started to write them down on a regular basis somewhere in the late 90s. Quite some time ago. With the arrival of computers, it made it more easy to organize and compact and write it down compact. Though writing on paper has a huge benefit, especially when electricity fails. But not really if one has a hieroglyphic handwriting like mine. Teachers at school never liked it and messed it up completely in red, unless they appreciated my advice to buy new glasses to solve their problems to decipher my handwriting. However, I found a nice software enabling to add all dreams in some sort of a database. If I want to look up details about a certain dream where I vaguely remember something, I just would type a keyword and it lists all dreams where this word appears. Yeah, it's not perfect, but let's say 60% success when looking up something. It's like search engine. They help, but sometimes you just don't find what you are looking for. At least not within the first 500 entries before patience disappears. It surely fails if you don't know the keyword, even in the most famous internet spy machine. And there are people out there on video platforms or socialist media who seem to share every second dream they had and claim it to be prophetic with a deeper meaning to share with the world. Well, the database of my personal entries count around 2,000 dreams, and I would see less than 100 of them as prophetic from Yeshua, and about only 10 or 15 where I felt to share online. So 90% of that 100 is personal. And so altogether it's less than 1% that I would post. Anyway, there's also probably almost no subject I never had a dream about. For example, I died in dreams 7 or 8 times, always in another way. And that's counting as one subject. Another subject would be the dozens of tribulation scenarios. So many different subjects in life and in dreams, perhaps more, you name it. If you have a lot of dreams, I mean vivid dreams where you can remember many details, sometimes you may wonder how to describe specific items or even colors. Just think about the old prophets who saw the days today. For us today, many things are relatively easy to describe as we are living in the times of increasing knowledge, or shall I rather say increasing madness, or both. But the biblical prophets surely had big troubles, or great troubles, to explain what they saw. Whether it's a car, TV, computer, phone, robot, aircraft, and the list goes on and on. They often try to imagine what the old prophets would have been thinking, seeing people walking around, bowed down all day long, staring into their smarty toys in their hands, or walking and talking around with these almost invisible earplugs. Perhaps they wondered, are they praying or are they simply insane? Or the first group maybe say, oh, they bow down before idols or worship idols. So when I had trouble to describe certain flying objects in my dreams, how much more the prophets of old. And those dreams I mentioned they were only 20 to 25 years ago, and not thousands of years. But I had some dreams roughly, let's say 5 or 10 years ago, and I could specify some flying objects as drones, because by then I knew what it is. Before I had no clue. Just a helicopter with a lot of propellers or with a strange form. Or whatever, depends on the type of the drone. Maybe some of them are still not in existence or still not publicly known. And when you read the prophetic books in the Bible, consider they had no clue what they saw. Almost nothing that is common today. No surprise that there are so many different interpretations about biblical prophecy. But that's not my point now. Let's connect the drones and the dreams, or the dreams and the drones. So lately I dropped into an article, as mentioned already, with an image where a certain drone was posted. That was that from Israel. You'll see it here, also in the message image. In the main image. Though I have seen some pictures of drones, of course, as mentioned, considering to buy one of them, but none of them ever triggered anything in me. But this one immediately reminded me of dreams I had. Or maybe it's just the time to recognize it, or it was just exactly the one, or the combination of the content of the article brought the puzzle pieces together. And this one in that article is very similar to some flying objects in my dream. In dreams I had, some flying objects were a little bit different, but this one was definitely exactly one of them, another friendly one. Now this is what happened in the dreams. I knew this flying object were seeking for us, those who didn't comply to the beast system. In another dream, I was together with a group of people in something like a shelter, like whatever, could be even a simple like a bus stop. And I told them not to get out from this hiding place. But some went outside and got shot or killed somehow, and then put the rest of us in jeopardy. In other dreams, the drones were more developed. For example, some came close to the windows to sneak a peek if there is someone inside, while other drones were able to see even through concrete walls or whatever walls if there are people inside. And more so, they could identify who or which sort of people are inside. Some drones had things like arms, pretty long ones, like flexible telescope arms, stretchable and bendable, and wherever they could come close enough, they would grab the person and snatch them away to kill. I don't want to describe the way they got killed, it's just too horrible. One dream was interesting, and this was the one where the drone looked just like the one in the photo. I could not remember seeing the propellers actually, or maybe they were just spinning so fast and by that they are not able to be detected by the eyes. Anyway, I knew in that dream there was a big persecution against true believers going on. Of course, there's no reason for the devil to go against the sleepy pew warmers in church or the lukewarm, foolish folks. So in that dream, I was in a group of people with real, strong, faithful believers in a building that appeared to be empty and very much demolished. The windows shattered and furniture ruined with a lot of dust and debris around. The windows were very small and only a few, so it gave us a bit of a better protection, as with if there would be big windows, though still limited because of the broken glass. However, we could hear these unknown flying objects. They were not completely silent, now known as drones, how they were approaching us, and we knew they came to hunt us. I think there were several drones around, not only one. The sticks and stones did not help to fight against them, and we knew that. But I came along with an idea to throw Bibles against them. I mean, that sounds very ridiculous, but we tried, and voila, it was successful. Some of the drones we could crash with the Bibles, and the others we were able to chase away. May you say, well, that's just a dream or several dreams. And I said that I don't claim this to be prophetic or literal, though it could be. It could come that way, but I'm not claiming it to be. But enough to know we don't fight against flesh and blood or their wicked constructions, but against principalities of dark powers. Drones are being used today in wars against individuals, we know that. And there are footages out there that show how it works, how they chase people and then kill them. So there's a good chance AI drones will be used at the end against believers. And it definitely would not surprise me. Maybe if people can't be identified by the mark of the beast, scanning their idea, maybe by a network address signal or whatever, they will be eliminated. Everything automatically. When whatever millions of drones are just swarming around all day long. And I guess this is not about conspiracy or possibility. It's just a matter if this will be the way, or it will be done in another way, and when it will come. Persecution is promised in Scripture. Not a promise we like, but so it is. However, to throw Bibles against the enemy surely is also not literal, but definitely very symbolic and, well, somehow funny, I would say. And in some ways, I would love to see this literally happening because it's just so impossible. And we serve Elohim of the impossible. But the word of Elohim is the only weapon against the devil and his devices. Yeshua used it successfully when he was tempted after his 40 days of fasting in the wilderness. He had no need for any church doctrines, teachings, or explanation or rabbinical traditions. The pure, simple word from Torah was enough to chase the devil away, and the angels then came and served him. So let us use the word of Elohim and see how it works. Actually, I'm truly waiting to see more manifestations of its power. Comparing to the time of the first disciples, it looks like we're far away from that. I've never heard someone walking along the street and his or her shade healed someone, and this on a regular basis. Just before the end of human history, let us expect the great outpouring of the Holy Spirit with lots of signs and miracles, with healing and deliverance before the last final persecution. May it will happen during the big tribulation, when the drones are swarming around. Time will tell. Let the drones be drones, fly around, and dreams be dreams. Our desire shall be to be with Yeshua forever and ever, and let our dream come true to fly home soon. So wish you loads of blessings, and Adonai be with you. Shalom, shalom.